Ba weep grana weep mini bong, and welcome to my channel. This is the first video on my new channel, so this is going to be a channel based around Transformers and reviewing Transformers and Transformers action figures. I'm new to collection, or should I say I'm coming back to collecting of Transformers. I was a collector a long time ago, but then I sold my collection and got out of it, and now with this Siege line I've really been drawn back into the collection. I love the G1 aesthetic about them. I'm a huge G1 fan, and the main thing that got me back into it was this figure, and the reason for that I will show you in a bit. But yeah, this is just, for me, this is absolutely a fantastic line, and exactly what someone who's a huge G1 fan has been looking for ages from Hasbro. Absolutely loving it. So let's take a look at the first figure. So the first figure that I bought, and the figure that drew me back into collecting, is STARSCREAM. So let's have a little look at the packaging for this. So you can see here on the packaging you have Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy. The figure was in the back. You've got some symbolism here on the back. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but maybe I'll have a look online and see if I can fill that in later. So it says STARSCREAM there on the side. You can see here awesome artwork on the side, Voyager class, STARSCREAM bursting into action there. And at the back you've got the product shots here at the back. So you've got him in his robot mode, telling you it takes about 22 steps to actually change him into the Tetrajet. Now the Tetrajet alt mode is the reason that I've got back into collecting. I know that some third-party ones were around a while ago, but I didn't really pick those up. So when I saw that Hasbro had done a really nice looking Tetrajet at a really good price point, I couldn't pass that up. So that drew me back into looking at Transformers action figures again. And then when I saw the rest of the Siege line, I was like, oh, there's actually a few things here I need to pick up. So yeah, so this is the figure that drew me back in, and the fact that he turned into a Tetrajet was definitely a huge draw for me. I remember watching the first ever episode, the pilot episode of Transformers, Arrival from Cybertron, and seeing him and the other Seekers transform into cool looking Tetrajets, like nothing I'd seen before. So to actually be able to get your hands on one now is really cool, and it's a great looking Tetrajet as well. So that's the back. You've got the Battle Masters, or the Target Masters, here on the back that you can use with him. And then on the other side you have this awesome artwork of the Ark blasting off onto the next stage, which would be Earthrise, and then you've got some figures here around it. Awesome artwork. I'd absolutely love to get some wall mounted art for this. I've seen the Earthrise artwork now as well. The Earthrise is really good, with Nemesis attacking the Ark. If you just have a little pop online now and have a look at that, it's almost the reverse of this. You've got, instead of the Ark blasting off, you've got the Ark coming to Earth. It's really nice looking. So one thing you can also do with the box is, if you get a black light and you shine a black light on the box itself, you can see here that some Cybertronian writing appears on the box itself. You can go online and you can add that to the website itself, and it will give you a little map of Cybertron and show you where each Transformer was during the time of the War for Cybertron and what they were doing. It's pretty cool. Definitely worth a little check out, and it's a nice little addition to the box art that they have. So that's the box art. So now let's look at the main event himself. Decepticon Commander STARSCREAM. So here's STARSCREAM in all his glory. Absolutely fantastic. Love this figure. Robot mode, he just looks absolutely awesome. A little bit of a backpack going on here, but the backpack itself doesn't affect the stability of the figure at all. He's still very posable. It's quite a light backpack, but overall really good. You can see that there's lots of nice molded details here on the figure. Something that's a little bit controversial within the fandom is this silver paint, which is supposed to be the battle damage. I quite like it. I like it on this figure. I think it looks really good. It's a little bit shiny in the studio light here, but I think it's good. I think it gives it a little bit of a point of difference and shows you a little bit of the actual war that's going on, and that they've been involved in it. I really like it. I think it's good. Have a little look at the head sculpt. Head sculpt is really nice. Lots of detail. You got some red eyes. If you get a light and shine it through here, his eyes do glow a little bit red, so if you've got some backlight for his eyes, and that's great. You've got the cockpit there, which you'll see during the transformation is in an odd place and isn't actually the cockpit, but we'll go into that later on. And then you've got the foot, so the jets themselves on the back turn into the feet. Looks like it wouldn't be too stable, but it is pretty stable as a figure. You know, you can certainly pose him and things with these feet. You know, there's no real challenge to him standing up. They are very sturdy, even though they are very thin feet on this one. So point of articulation on this, you have head swivel, which you can get his head around 360 and up, down, and because of the transformation you can get a little bit more, but it just looks a little bit weird as his head's falling off there. But you can get really good range of motion in the head. Also good articulation on the arms for posability. You can get as much as you want. These wings, due to the transformation, do actually swing out as well, so you can get even more rotation, get a full 360 there on his arm if you want. Legs, good. High kick for all of his ninja skills. He won't really stand up though if you do that, but you can get really good extension on the legs. You've got articulation at the knees, really good, and it'll come forward. You get his can on. Feet open and closed due to the transformation, like that. So you can get a little bit of movement there as well. One thing I would say, certainly on mine, the null rays are a little bit, they turn a little bit too easy for me. It would be great if they were a little bit stiffer. They hold, don't get me wrong, there's no problem when I do anything, when I pose him or anything. They don't fall off, but for me they just, certainly on mine, they just feel a little bit loose. Okay, and that is the figure. It's the robot mode. It looks absolutely awesome, love it. Really good representation of STARSCREAM. What I like as well is that they haven't just left gaps here, so they've gone these bits push in for during the transformation, so they could have just left gaps there, I guess, but Hasbro have filled it in, so you haven't got too much space in the back where it just looks like there's holes. They filled everything in very nicely on this figure for a fantastic representation of STARSCREAM. So the transformation itself is a good transformation. You can first of all, what you want to do is you want to remove both of the null rays and push the wings back like this. Then open up the arms, and you'll see here you've got a little ratchet here on the top, so you want to push it up and in at the same time so it squares off, fit hand around like that, and close that bad boy off. Come around the other side and do the same thing. Then, once you've done that, you're going to want to take the back pieces here, just unclip them. There you can see they were just clipped in with these pegs, and just bring the whole back piece down so you can see that you're starting to form the tetrajet quite easily there. Bring the back up so you can see the separation between the two. Then you've got this little piece here. It can go too far in, so you need to just swing it out, press that on the back of the head and push it down. Now once you've got this back in as well, you're going to want to remove this and bring it up like that to bring this headpiece all the way down. This headpiece, when you do transform it back into robot mode, can be a little bit tricky to actually get out of that slot there. I found it fits very, very snugly in there, so it may be something that you want to just be a little bit careful of when you're doing the transformation. When you get to this point now, you're going to want to flip these legs all the way around. Close his little feet off like so. Then these legs, you're going to have to bring these back on themselves. Bring these back on themselves. Now you'll get to this point here, and then you want to almost hyperextend them and push them in so that they snap in like that. Okay, so I'll show you again on the other side. You want to bring them in and then almost push them forwards so that they snap in like so. It can be a little bit feel a little bit funny the first time that you do that part of the transformation. It took me a while to kind of think, I don't want to break it, but no, a little bit of force. It is designed to do that. You'll see on the legs here, you've got the extra ratchets to allow you to do that. Don't be scared, but obviously don't do it too hard. But that's how that piece works. Then you've got these little tabs here. They need to just clip into here, into the side here. Okay, and then you want to bring this one the same. So make sure that you've got these two bits here lined up onto just line them up on there. Yeah, so you got them lined up, so everything should just click into place. Then you're going to want to bring this down, see there, and bring the wings down as well. Make sure these wings have little clips here. You can see at the front you've got a little wing clip here. Make sure that's under the body. So you want to clip it in on both sides to make sure that they're both clipped in before you bring down, or bring up, sorry, this back piece here, and make sure that it just clips in nicely. There, before, no, sorry, got that in the wrong order. Make sure that this piece comes down on top. So you want to bring this back piece down on top, and then this chest piece just clips onto the back there, and you see here, just clip it in the awesome tetrajet. Now, I love this jet. I think it's a fantastic representation of the tetrajet. Is it perfect? No. I don't think it's perfect, but I like it. I've seen that you can get a body kit, I think, to go on at the front here as well, which looks pretty cool. I may get that for one of the seekers, just to test it out on the channel to see what it looks like. But all in all, not bad. Again, I really like in the alt mode, I love the damage look on that. I think it looks really good. It looks better in this than on the robot mode, 100%. It just looks like Starscream's actually been in a battle and he's been fighting in that war for Cybertron. We then go to the back. I guess when he goes, you can angle these jets still, which is pretty cool. You can open them up a little bit, so it's kind of like going faster. We then have the back. Now the front of this from this angle looks awesome, and from this angle, the back is where it falls down a little bit. You can see you've got the triangle shape there. It's definitely a Tetrajet. I'm not sure about, you know, the chest plate being there. I realized for the transformation it needed to go somewhere, but it just doesn't quite fit with the rest of the thing. Obviously that's the cockpit of what will eventually become the fighter jet in Earthrise, but it just doesn't really fit on the back of this. I'm not sure if they could have done something here to hide it a little better, but it's just kind of stuck on, and for me this is the weakest piece of this. But the jets at the top here look absolutely great. The bottom, he's a little bit just crunched up in there, but overall a really nice jet version. They're my only two real complaints about the product itself, just that piece there, and just the fact he's a little bit, certainly from the front, just looks a little bit crunched up. But overall, a nice representation of a Tetrajet. Definitely one for your collection. Like I say, it's what started me collecting again. And when you get the Tetrajet, you can add a little flame attachments that you get with, these are with some of the Battle Masters. These ones are actually with my Jetfire that I got. So you can see there, yeah, really cool little flames there coming off when he's attacking things. But overall, absolutely fantastic representation. So just for comparison, before we go, here is Commander Starscream next to 35th anniversary Megs. So you can see size wise they size up very well together. Megatron's 35th anniversary Megatron probably going to be my next video. So they're both the Voyager classes. This is how they size up next to Wave Buddies from the Decepticon side. So this is deluxe size Skytread. So you can see Skytread is slightly smaller here, and I'll be doing a video on him very soon as well. So it's really good. I hope everybody's enjoying the Siege line, everybody's hyped for the Earthrise line still to come. Obviously you'll be new to the channel, so if you fancy giving me some help here, like, share, subscribe, all those beautiful things, and then I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be 35th anniversary Megatron. Hey, see you later, bye.